For the next 7 days, I'm gonna accumulate a total of 15 minutes of hanging every day and see how much progress I make. But first, there are 2 rules. One is no chalk. I often find myself relying too much on chalk to get that few extra seconds. I mean, chalk is good. It can absorb sweat and help focus on the training without worrying about your grip. But this time I want to try without it. Second, I want to use grip 1 instead of grip 2. Because when I use grip 2, which is the grip I usually use, the pad of my palm presses against the bar. It creates a lot of friction. That friction makes the hand a lot easier. But with grip 1, there is less friction, then my forearm have to work harder. So those are the 2 rules. Let's get started. First day, I start with testing my max hand time. Then I will keep adding up until I reach a total of 15 minutes. Here's my max, around a minute. So 14 minutes to go. On day 1, the first half is easy because everything's still fresh. As time goes on, my hands start to hurt and the hand gets a lot harder. A note from future me, the day 1 me didn't know yet, but day 1 is actually the easiest. The gate of hell has just opened. On to day 2, my arm felt a bit tired, not sore, just tired. Physically, I feel okay. Mentally, I feel ready to smash it. But the reality is very different. I just did the first set, my hand hurts so bad. And for the next 6 days, I have to use bandage to reduce the pain. Otherwise, it would be impossible to finish a session. It really helped. But even with them, the pain in the hand is still pretty intense. I think it's the hardest part in the challenge. After day 2 is done, another problem showed up. It takes way too long to finish a session. Day 1 is okay, it took an hour and a half. Day 2, it took 3 hours because I constantly stop and rest. And a lot of the time, I ended up resting longer than I even needed because I was frustrated. So I don't think this would work for the next 5 days. I need to set some restrictions. So I decided to use Imam every minute on the minute. So every minute I accumulate 10-second hand and the rest of the minute is rest. When the next minute starts, I do another 10 seconds and so on. To reach the daily goal of 15 minutes, which is 900 seconds, this will take total an hour and a half to finish. This way, the session doesn't drag on for hours. On day 3, I use this method. Time is much shorter. And I also found that it's a sweet spot for managing fatigue, which is a win-win. But the pain was still pretty brutal that I started to regret doing this whole thing. Fortunately, something changed on day 4. I just finished day 4. Actually, today is much easier than day 2 and day 3. I think by far the hardest day is day 3. I guess it's probably because the callus that broke the other day is healing now, so it become hardened again, protecting my skin. So the pain is much less. Yes, the physical pain is less, but mentally it was tough. Every day I just didn't feel like doing it. I know it would take exactly an hour and a half, but I just didn't want to start. On day 6, I even procrastinated it until midnight. And especially in the middle of every session, it just felt like it will never end. I was like a robot on autopilot. The only mission is to finish this session. And every session I got frustrated easily. Even small things can really get to me. One example is I handwrite the number to track the accumulation time. But on day 4, I want to change the way I count. So I switched to a tally counter. I can just press to count. Easy, right? 10-second hand would be 1 press, so 90 presses in total. But when I got to 55, I stopped. It just wasn't satisfying. It's just one simple press. I feel like it's not equivalent to the effort I put in. Handwriting, on the other hand, is much more satisfying simply because there are more steps involved. Here we are on the final day. Thank God, finally. Nothing special, mental pay and hand pay as always. Here I am doing the final 10 seconds. Second, done. Finally. So, day 7, done. So 7 days is done, finally. What a week. Well, it's been 5 days since the last day of this challenge. I give myself some time to recover so the test results will be more accurate. Anyway, it's 5 p.m. It's the same time I did the previous test. So let's see the results. Okay, 13 seconds more. Not bad, not bad. It kind of brought me back to the time I did the challenge. So uncomfortable. I have two observation. One is I feel like my shoulder is open up so much. It's so much easy to go from here to here. Observation number 2 is after using that grip, I'm just using more of my forearm to produce the strength I need. Not just relying on the friction on the hand or something else. And after finishing this experiment, I noticed that my posture was more upright. But it only lasted a few days. I think it was the tightened muscle pulling my shoulder back, which made me feel that way. Yeah, those are some takeaways and observations from this experiment. There are definitely challenges. Challenge 1 is the mental one, like I mentioned earlier in this video. Challenge 2 is I sweat a lot, so you can see me constantly patting my hand dry to get more friction. Challenge 3 is the hand pay. It's like the biggest enemy. It was so uncomfortable. So bandage and tape definitely helped. So that's pretty much it. I also made a video comparing the hand time between grip 1, grip 2, with or without chalk. Click here to check it out.